The weekly Warp Pipe.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Warp Pipe Wednesday. I'm Russ Lyman.
I'm NES Addict.
And I've been waiting for this one because we got to tell us all about the Southeast Game Exchange, and Jay went to Blink 182. I feel like he's going to showcase this episode here with all the cool stuff.
Yeah, dude. All of it was amazing. So I guess first off, I went to see Blink 182. I guess it was a week ago tomorrow. So time flies. That's crazy. And went to Charlotte with my wife, and we drove up and had some nice dinner, and then got to the arena about 8:45. Saw the last song or two by a band called Turnstile.
I was going to say, is that late?
It was actually friends with Jared from Retro Gaming Pandemic.
Really? The person that opened?
Yeah, Turnstile.
Wow.
One of his friends' bands. And then so they wrapped up and then, made a quick bathroom trip real quick just because I wanted a nice empty bladder before Blink. So no beers, no drinking. Just
oh wow! I was gonna say, how much are beers are there? I can imagine $20.
I don't know because I didn't drink one. I wanted to be able to focus.
That's
on Tom DeLonge's performance, fully and wholly, and watch every movie made. So Blink came out. It was really epic. They had that music that's like dun 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 dun, and it dun 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 dun, and it's like as they're doing that, like the cool Blink 182 smiley is like
their logo.
So it's like you see this this circle, and the circle's forming, but the way you see it at the beginning, it's just the outer circle, so it just looks like a light acting as like a time clock.
Right.
So I thought it was going to be like three, like a bullseye. But then after the second one came, I think it did like the little smear. So like the paint dripping,
Yeah.
For those of you that are familiar with the Blink 182 smiley face logo. And I was like, oh, it's going to be the logo, sick. And then, so then they all come out and they're like, taking their positions. And then, they do the drum start and they play Anthem Part 2. From nice. Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
Yeah, that's a good opener for sure, since it was the opener on that album there. So to start the show for sure.
Which is totally a title about clothing.
It took me forever to like realize.
Are you kidding me? That
my friend has my friend has a tattoo. I think it's across his chest that says that.
That's funny because like I got it instantly.
Okay.
But maybe that just means my mind's in the gutter and yours isn't.
I mean, I was just clearly looking at the album cover
artwork, but it's Blink 182. Their previous album was named Enema of the State. So there's going to be a play on words for all this.
For sure.
So anyway, they played mostly, I would say, most of their hits. Mm-hmm. Maybe one or two kind of deep cuts. They played Violence off of the self-titled album, which I don't know if that's like a well-loved or well-known song. I definitely would have thought like Always or Feeling This, off that album. But they played a great set, always cracking jokes along the way. Mark was very kind of emotional right before Adam's song. He talked about how that song kind of saved his life once, and then recently just got through cancer and beat cancer. Good for him. And he said now it's like kind of like saved his life twice. And then they did the whole bit. If any of you have the Mark, Tom, and Travis show, which is like the live album, Mark's like, all right, guys, I'm going to shoot it to you straight. We're going to let you know how the end of this is going. We're going to say we're going to play one more song. We're going to walk off stage like a bunch of jerks. He says another word. And he's like, and then we're going to come back on and play three more songs.
Yeah.
So basically he kind of some similar rendition of that statement. And when they went to walk off, they walked like two steps, turned around, and they're like, we're back. They didn't even do a...
They're like, we're too old to be walking that far.
Yeah. They didn't. They just, they didn't need the water or whatever. And the last three songs they played were "What's My Age Again?"
Okay.
"First Date,"
Nice.
No. I'm sorry. What's My Age Again was what they played for the fake ending, but they played.
Yeah, then they turned around.
But they played First Date and they played Damn It, obviously at the very end. I don't remember what the other one was, but it was an amazing show. I was happy to be there. It was cool to see all three of them. It was fun watching Tom's dance moves. It made me want to dance, But they just have such rad style, even almost in their 50s. They're so cool.
For sure. I will say quick shout out to my buddy Tom Bullman, who has his company Bull Airs, who put out those Nintendo shoes that I got. He's got a bunch of clothing that he's done as well, but he actually did some custom shoes for Mark that he wore on this tour.
No way.
They were I believe they were the Frankenberry kicks.
Oh, that's sick.
And he has, let me see if I could probably pull it up on his Instagram on Bull Airs if I could do a deep dive. He actually got to meet him. He went with his daughter to the show and got a photo with Mark. So I was like, that's pretty sweet. And he was like, yeah, like I could finally talk about this because it was under wraps.
Gotcha. Kind of like secret shoes, like
right. Because I don't know who reached out, if like Mark actually reached out to him or what. Let's see if I can find it on his Instagram.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's the beginning of Anthem Part 2. This is the Tom DeLonge guitar for those of you watching on YouTube.
The Tom DeLonge Stratocaster.
With only one sticker, which I placed strategically on the back not to ruin it. Famous Stars and Straps sticker, but the rest
Perfect.
of it. Yeah, let's see these Bull Airs.
So I know he did those ones, but he, I guess, maybe brought him another pair. So here's Mark holding. I think these are the Ninja Turtles ones.
Oh, those are sick.
Let me see what he says. No, he hooked him up with some Captain Planet shoes and watched his amazing set.
That's
and
so
sick. He was shows him bringing his box there. But I'm pretty sure he also did the other shoes as well. But hey, he got to meet him, and yeah, that was pretty awesome. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that's freaking dope, dude.
Yeah,
Mark's the man.
Shoes that he had put together. Yeah, so if you haven't checked out Bull Airs, be sure to check them out. He's got awesome Nintendo shoes that I just did a review on my channel. These ones here. This is actually shows my my video.
Yep, there you go. That's sick.
So, classic.
Yeah. So that was like Friday night. Now, if we want to rewind to Thursday night,
that's right.
I get a text from Mort, and he's like, "Yeah, we're going to be at the airport around 1 a.m." And I'm like, "Dude, I'll come get you." And he's like, "Seriously?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a night owl. I don't care." He's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I'm sure." I was like, "I didn't think I was going to be in town, and everybody's asleep. I might as well just come to the airport and get you, and let's hang out. Let's get this party started."
Right.
So I go in to the airport, which is like 10 minutes from my house. And out comes Mort and Gabbo. So they're like, "All right, we're hungry. Where can we go?" And so like the two thoughts I had were Quaker State. No, not Quaker State. Steak and Shake. Because I thought it was open 24 hours, but apparently not. And obviously, if you are in an area where there's a Waffle House is always open. So we went to Waffle House, made some bad decisions about our eating. And me and Gabbo shared a waffle after I'd already eaten one. Mort was a little more conservative about his plate, but so that was cool. And then I dropped him off at the hotel, went home, went to bed. And, but then I saw everybody Saturday, and Saturday was the main event for me. I didn't go back Sunday, which was kind of nice actually. I think one day was kind of good this year. But the people that I was most excited to meet this year, that I had just because I had never met them. Obviously Mort, I'd never met Mort. But Ricky from Pixel Game Squad, who is like the coolest, chillest dude of all time. And then one of my top 3 favorite channels of all time, My Retro Life. I finally got to meet Tyler. And dude, it was so cool getting to meet him, man. Like when you see him, it's like you've seen him as a little kid like 1,000 times, right?
That's true. So it's a little like, okay, I see you grow up on the internet, kind of.
But at the same time, you also have seen him as an adult because he always does his little intro. Hey guys, it's your boy buddy Tyler here. But it was just so cool to finally meet the person that like you kind of like watched his life story around these games that his dad kind of documented so well. And I know for a lot of us who've lost parents, I lost my dad. Russ, I believe you recently lost your dad in the last like 5-10 years.
Yeah.
And then even someone else that I was talking to who had lost a parent, just kind of like almost like kind of live vicariously through those videos, seeing Tyler, like it almost reminds you of your parents a little bit, at times.
Right. And I will say I was watching his newest series that he's put out is kind of showcasing the community's retro life. He asked people, hey, if you have pictures or video, send them to me. And he kind of dives into the pictures and stuff. So he did episode 1. I sent him some stuff. Hopefully he checks it out.
Oh, I'm definitely sending him a ton of stuff here soon.
Yeah. So it's cool that he could have that series where, again, with what he's doing, you only have so much footage of the past. So trying to, find ways to incorporate that again. And now maybe to pull the community in and be like, hey, let's relive some of these. So he had some pictures of, kids opening up an Atari 7800 or of course a Nintendo or a Sega on Christmas and playing it. And then it's cool to, look around in the background. Like one of the pictures, these kids had gotten a game.com for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was on display. And then I seen also kind of hiding on the shelf was a Talk Boy. So
that's sick.
Oh shoot, look at that. So
yeah, it's always fun looking in the background. Like there was one episode of My Retro Life where Tyler was like laying on the floor or something, and I can't remember if it was the Zelda, the Punch Out, or the Mario trash can, but it was one of those Nintendo trash cans, and I was like, dude, that trash can's so sick. And then like I've kind of been watching a lot of his videos recently, going back and watching them just because meeting him made me kind of like want to like rewatch some of the videos. And today I was watching one and I noticed he had this t-shirt with a Donkey Kong I guess picture is the best way to describe it. And what I realized was that picture is in a Nintendo Power. It was an iron-on.
Yes.
And I actually have it with the iron-on in it.
Still intact.
Yeah, still intact. I almost thought about sending it to him to see if he wanted to like recreate the iron-on that he wore in that video or something.
Right.
That might be like a fun video he could do.
Were you able to go to his panel? I know he had a panel there.
So here's the other thing that was different about this year. I brought my kids with me because I really thought my son might enjoy all the Pokemon stuff that you usually see at these conventions. My daughter was like, after about 30 minutes, she was over it. But Colin had fun for a little bit more time.
Okay.
But
Gotta call mom to bail him out.
Yeah. So we were like getting some water, and all of a sudden I heard them announce Tyler's panel. So we ran to the panel, and he had already got up on stage. And when I walked in, he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have to give you a hug after this." And I was like, it made me feel so good that
nice.
Like he was like, I was like one of the people that he definitely wanted to like, get to meet, because I mean, when we've been on YouTube as long as we have, Russ, and you've commented on people's stuff, I mean, it's like a false sense of knowing people, you know what I mean?
Right. That could almost be an episode in itself. Like you said, I kind of have the core people I watch and do my best to like always comment and watch their stuff. And if you have never met them at a convention and it's the first time, you feel like, hey, I've known you for 5 years because I've been watching you for 5 years, leaving comments. But it's like, it's hard. You got to kind of judge it. Like, well, is he comfortable with me? Like, do you hug him? Like, hey, what's up? Like,
right.
I don't know how they react. So
yeah, it was funny because I was going to go the handshake hug, like almost like the brother hug,
Yeah.
No, he went both arms. I was like, it was so rad, dude.
Nice.
So I got to hang out with him just a little bit. And then later that night, we went back to their hotel after, because we always eat at this one restaurant the first night of the convention.
The one that we went to, or
so yeah, it's
arcade type thing in it.
No, not that one.
Okay.
It's called I can't remember.
Did we go there with J Love? I think the first year we went, it was
So
like
there's like
trying to
two different
remember.
there's like two different restaurants. It's usually like one Friday when everybody's getting in, and then one Saturday the first night of the convention. And that one's like usually kind of hosted by Austin.
Oh, so that's where the after party is.
Yeah, the after party.
That's it. It's in the corner of the plaza.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly it. You remember. See, Russ knows. He's been here like 1,000 times. But so after that, we went back to their hotel and hung out with like Mort and Gary from Rock Solid Productions was there.
Nice,
John
nice.
Hancock, Tyler, myself. I think Brandy rolled in from Gamer Aimer. And then my buddies Eric and Jared, and then Matt from Retro Wolf 88. I mean, just a ton of people. You know, it's like always a big group of friends hanging out. And we just kind of hung out and ate a bunch of junk food and put it on the tab and chilled until everybody went to bed. And then I stayed until the last person went to bed because it was like that was it for me.
Because that was the end of the day. Yeah, you weren't going Sunday.
I wasn't going Sunday, so that was kind of milking it. Now I will say Sunday, because I have helped my realtor sell so many houses to YouTubers, Andy, Aaron, one other that I'm not sure I can name yet. My realtor threw this huge party at her house for like all the people that I've helped sell houses for.
Oh, nice, because they're going to be in town.
so like I got to go swimming, my kids and Aaron's kids, and swam together and hung out. And then me and Aaron rode 4-wheelers and ate burgers.
I was gonna say I saw a video you racing some ATVs.
yeah. We were riding through the field and stuff. So that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, it was just like 3 days of super awesome fun, or 4 days if you count the Thursday.
Right. Yeah, kind of the pre-party essentially.
Yep. So you know how it goes. But I will say 2 things that made it a lot less exhausting for me was not having to really I didn't really volunteer myself to like shuttle people around very much this year. Everybody rented cars and stuff, and then not going Sunday, because I always feel like when I go back Sunday, like there's really not much left to do. You're just kind of hanging out, you know what I mean? You've already bought most of this. I mean, maybe if you're like Rick or somebody, you're getting a bunch of extra footage, but
right.
I was really lazy and didn't film anything.
I was say it comes down to like, do you want to make content while you're there? And then you have to think about filming. Did I get enough B-roll? What do I got to film on? Because you're only going to be here a certain amount of time or whatever.
I literally filmed nothing. So
you filmed? No, I saw one TikTok. You showed some dope Mario clocks.
Oh yeah, I did make one TikTok. you got a whole 50, 60 seconds of NES ads for about 8 hours worth of hanging out there. So
nice. I did hear that obviously there's gonna be a ton of videos coming out with Pixel Game Squad. Mort's gonna have a video, Retro Wolf, Retro Gaming Pandemic. So those will probably be dropping this week. If
go watch their videos, because I didn't make one. You know what? You will actually see my video from last year. I'm finally editing it. So just pretend it's this year.
What's funny is I did that once before. I've went to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo a few times, and I had recorded a bunch of footage and then just got tied up with other projects. And I literally edited the video like 11 months almost after, which kind of got people pumped for the event because it was only a month later.
Right.
And I had gotten press passes from them, and I'm like, I got to put something out.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Hey, better late than never.
Yeah. Sorry, Austin. Sorry. I'm like the worst person to invite, because you like getting no shout outs from me.
No shout outs.
Because I'm so lazy.
So we'll see. It said people have been asking for next year. I said maybe I'll reach out to Austin, see if we could do a live weekly Warp Pipe
That'd be dope.
panel, and we'll come out. I was talking to Dave about it. Said maybe we'll fly down.
Sick.
Instead of driving this way. It's less time off from work for me. I don't know how long of a flight it is from Connecticut. 2 hours, maybe, if the hour and a half.
I was gonna say maybe 3.
Right. I feel like because Florida, I think, is like, well, I guess it depends what plane you're on.
Yeah.
Smaller planes. We'll see. It's possibly in the works. So maybe next year we'll make our way out.
The good news is I live 10 minutes from the airport. So
there we go. we could totally walk.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean that probably sums up this episode. It's mostly about Southeast Game Exchange. I knew you went to go see Blink-182, so that was a cool concert for sure.
Sorry, I hijacked it. Hijacked the
right.
podcast.
I'll throw in a few things. I did go yesterday. Me and my wife went to New York City.
Sweet.
And we went there to see a play called The Gray House.
Okay.
And if you guys watch YouTuber Matt Pat, he has the game theory, film theory, food theory, and now style theory, all the theory channels. He kind of had a little hand helping put on the play. That's how we kind of heard about it. And it was only on Broadway for like 2 months. So I was like, let's get in and get in on a matinee. And it's a psychological horror thriller, I'd say, play. It takes place in the 1970s in a cabin in the woods. And there's like a group of girls. Are they dead? Are they undead? We don't know. Don't want to give too much away, but it was fantastic. We had a great time there. And of course, I swung by the Nintendo store.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
So I did a few little pictures and videos I've been trickling out. I picked up Metroid Prime Remastered.
Nice.
Because I haven't gotten it yet. And I was like, well, the Nintendo store will probably have it. And I was going to get some like baby bibs I've seen last time there, but they didn't have any. So they're kind of maybe less stock of things. I don't know.
Maybe there was a surplus of babies that needed bibs.
Possibly. They did have the Master Sword on display from Tears of the Kingdom because it's like eroded. So it was in its case. And they had the statue upstairs of Link with like his arm and it was glowing.
Sweet.
And then they were making room for some new display. Then I did hit up another place, which I've never been, but I heard of. Like I know certain other people that go out doing game hunting and they have them. It's called Book Off.
Book Off.
And we were walking to the play and we passed it. So I was like, oh, on the way out, coming back, we'll swing in. And they had a little small video game section with like NES, Game Boy, Sega. They had PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4. But then they also had like mangas, comic books, regular books, vinyl, DVDs, CDs, action figures. And was it like 3 floors?
Like a used bookstore extended kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, mixed between like just a Barnes and Noble and a used video game store, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of how we have a Mr. K's books, and we also have a place called Second in Charles, and they're both kind of similar to that.
Gotcha.
Kind of some video games, a lot of books, CDs, VHS, DVD, a lot of random media.
Right. So we were poking around for a bit, and I should have grabbed the bag to show you guys. I did get a child's book of the Goonies. So it's like kids drawn, but it's the movie Goonies. So I could read it to my daughter. And then I picked up on DVD Ren and Stimpy season 1 and 2.
You idiot.
So that was a good find. And then we started going on a DVD grab, and Steph picked up Elf and Edward Scissorhands.
Ooh, I like both those.
And then I was like, oh, let me grab this since next week is Shark Week. I'll grab Jaws.
Dun, 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 dun.
Which I will be streaming when you guys hear this podcast. It'll be Wednesday, so I'm streaming Jaws on
Shark Week
for Shark Week.
You ever beat Jaws?
8:00. Oh yeah,
dude, that's such a. I think Jaws gets a terrible rap. I love Jaws.
So we'll see how the stream goes, because if I get a good run, I could probably beat it in 10 minutes. And then it's like, what do we do for the rest of the stream? But yeah, that was a fun store to go in. And then after that, we just kind of grabbed some pizza and then got on a train and headed back. We got back in Connecticut like 10:30. The baby was at Steph's mom's house, so it was a day without Gwen.
Oh, poor Gwenny.
But I did end up streaming. You hopped in this morning. I streamed this morning
and last night, right?
Yeah, I did try to stream last night. I was having issues with lag.
Yeah,
so I did have to like update some stuff on my settings and computer, and it seemed to go. I was like, let me just jump on real quick before the baby wakes up, and it was going a lot better. We played Mick Kids or MC Kids.
It's got to be Mick Kids, right? Come on, it's
Well,
McDonald's.
that's what I'm confused.
You don't call it MC Donald's.
There's dots in it. So what does the M and C stand for then?
McDonald's. Mick. I don't know, dude. It's got to be
know.
Mick. It is not. It is not MC.
Maybe
not a game.
I'm like, it could be legal reason, but like you literally have Ronald McDonald in the game, so that can't be.
It can't
I don't know. But yeah, if you never played Mick Kids, it's a good one for sure. I got to level. I got to world 3 in it, so we didn't get to beat it. I think there's 5 worlds, so we'll see. Maybe I'll go back to it. Gwen did join the live stream at the last moments.
Nice.
She woke up, so I got to showcase her, and she was happy. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on.
That's it.
That's what we do. Guys, thanks so much for listening every week. We got full episodes every Saturday at 7 a.m. for the weekly Warp Pipe. And we do have a phone number if you guys want to call in. It is 949-682-9277. If you need the number, it's on the banner on our website, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We have all those pages.
Or you can screenshot this.
I did get new business cards I sent you.
Yeah.
So I'll be handing those out. It has the weekly Warp Pipe on there. So hopefully we get some more listeners. And you can call, leave us a comment or a suggestion on a future episode, and we'll see if we can fit it in.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time.
Or just tell us how beautiful we are.
Yeah, there you go. We could just ask, where are you?
Where are you?
All right, guys. As always, I'm Russ Lyman. And keep your world fun bit by bit.
Later.